Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. What's going on, guys? Got a bit of a late Saturday night video sesh coming your way. Probably won't be released for a few days yet, but gosh, the voice is giving out already. But I wanted to take a look at two players, as the title suggests, that I think will break beyond 115 for the first time in their careers, and a couple other guys that have just been on my mind around that mark as well, but I'm not as confident. These two guys I mentioned, I think will. The other two, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts and just discuss a few of those things. But random night tonight, which was half the reason I want to jump on and tell you is a bit of a story, because you guys love when I tell you a bit of a story. We love to make a bit of time for that in the videos. So I was down at Bowen Heads tonight, about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I was going for a bit of a walk with a couple of people and got a bit of an ice cream, all well and good. It's a nice night for it. Anyway, came back. Pretty chill Saturday. Just watching the tennis, just relaxing. And I got to probably 9:30ish, 10 o'clock. And I was like, man, it's a nice night. I don't want to be it's pretty stuffy in the house. It's probably nicer outside. Let's go for a bit of a drive. Let's go for a walk. And I thought, gee, Bowen Heads was popping off before. It's a nice spot. So I drove back down there. And they got the Bowen Heads pub, it's going off, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty vibey. So I just thought, I'll get out for a walk down, get a bit of the sand beneath me toes and stuff, and all well and good. I was only over there for 15, 20 minutes, and then just listened to some tunes on the way back. Get in the car, I start to reverse out, and I just hear, hey, like two people being like, stop. I'm like, whoa, am I about to run someone over here, or what's going on? Anyway, I turn around, I'm thinking, fucking hell, what is... I'm just trying to have a chill drive, man. What are these bloody drunks doing? Anyway, they're like, mate, stop. So I wind the window down. This could be interesting. They're like, bro, I've spilt half me drink all over me shirt. It's bloody, I'm drenched here. I'm thinking, it's about 30 degrees still. It'll probably dry pretty quick. But he's like, bro, could you, just give me a drive? I'm 5 minutes away. Him and his chick friend, can you just drive us 5 minutes away? We're going to have to walk 20 minutes otherwise. I'm like... I literally said, you're not going to kill me, are you? And they're like, oh, no, we're just having a night out. I'm like, all right, get in. Come on. So here I am, just taking these. They must have been early 20s, I reckon, telling me about BTV. She's showing me videos from her partying in the tent and all this crazy stuff. And it was pretty amusing. And then he spilled a hard solo too. I said, mate, they cost the best part of $16 these days. You don't want to spill a hard solo. He's like, I know. Lucky bastard lives probably 3-minute walk from the beach too, in Bowen Heads. I was like, man, bro, you wanna sort a brother out? You want to give me a little holiday house at some stage for this little lift? Or but yeah, I was like, wow, righto. Yeah, he ducked inside, got changed. Me and his chick friend had just listened to some tunes, and then he came back out in about 3 minutes. It was a pretty quick changeover. Back to the pub, dropped them off. They're like, oh, thank you so much, you're a legend. I'm like, just doing my thing, guys. You have a good night, kids. Have fun. Stay safe, guys. But yeah, super random. And I was just like, you just never know what you're going to come across when it's hard. You just never know. I mean, on a Saturday night, it's just interesting the people you come across. And I'm like, that's why you get out of the house and go for a bit of a drive, Wouldn't have got that if I just sat on my couch watching mixed doubles at the United Cup. But so yeah, there you have it. Little random story for me Saturday night. But let's talk some SuperCoach, shall we? I'm going away to Peterborough on Tuesday for a few nights, so I want to schedule a few videos. Not that we have to be pumping them out just yet, because it's early January, but just got a bit of an updated team reveal going on. But like I said, two guys that I really want to discuss today that'll break 115 for the first time in their careers. First guy, Luke Davies-Uniacke. Now, it's not an outrageous call, because we're talking about a man who has averaged 113 before. So I'm not exactly going out on an absolute limb. But I still think to do it for a full year, and he is down at a 109. So anytime you can get a guy that is a premium that then lifts their average by 5 to 6, 7 points is pretty good. And that's what I think we'll get with Luke Davies-Uniacke. Why do I think that? North Melbourne, they're going to start performing better. They're not going to be banging down the door on the 8 or anything, but I think they'll be a far more competitive side. And I think that just helps with the overall. And it does help when you get a bit of support in that midfield. There's a lot of good players in there now. They've actually got a pretty good up-and-coming midfield. And I think Luke Davies-Uniacke is the inside and outside one. He's that bull. He's that guy that he has been likened to Chris Judd, and I'm not expecting that sort of stuff, but he's got this ability, when he dominates, he goes seriously big. He can kick goals. He can get a lot of clearances, but he does have this knack, just with the way that he does impact the game, to go 140 plus. And interesting to just dissect some of his years. So last year, I remember talking about trying to pick him up around this stage, around 7 or 8. Sluggish start, not a bad start by any means, and then he caught fire. There's a 150 in there. There's a couple of back-to-back 140s, and then probably was a pretty consistent finish to the year. 110 average, 109 average, pretty good. 2023, obviously averaged 113, but again, it was in a shorter span of time, and I think this has been the mark on him, is that he's best can deliver runs like this. I mean, look at that. He returned with a 94 and then went bang. Like, he missed quite a bit of footy between those marks, rounds 9 and 16. Then didn't go under 120, or he did there, but basically just went nuts for the rest of the year. But again, people's mark on him is, can he do this consistently across a full season? Again here, slow start, first half of the year. And this is when we really first started talking about Luke Davies-Uniacke, this back half of 2022, where he really exploded, and he did take his average from 84 to 101. And it was largely off the back half of that season there. He just went nuts. So I love his ratio with the kick to handball. Sometimes these inside mids can get a bit too handball happy. He's about 1-to-1, 50-50 split. I like that he can hit the scoreboard, but it's only half a goal per game. I can see him going a 20-plus goal season at some stage. So he's got the clearances down pat. He wins plenty of that. Plenty of contested footy. Like, he wins, a lot of the pill contested, 12. It's almost 50%. But yeah, I just think he's one of my favourite players to watch as well. He's one of those guys, you can look at stats as well, but he's, in terms of footy impact, he just breaks lines. He's got a beautiful sidestep, has a way of just ducking in and then out of trouble, getting through traffic. He's a great watch. And I just think he's going to take his game to somewhere in the 115 to 118 average. That is my prediction for LDU. And I think he's a good buy. I think this is the year that he'll really put it together for a whole season, and we'll see a career best average, because he is 25, so I think he's coming right into that real prime of his career. He's played some great footy already, but I'm thinking prime of career sort of stuff right now. Let me know if he's in your side. We'll take a look at the next man right about now. All right, our next man, who I think will go 115 plus for the first time in his career, and for longer time viewers of the channel, this one will bring up some memories. Old mate Errol Gulden. The long and the short of it is, I had a howler once upon a time with this man. 2023, he destroyed me. It was all the rage pre-season. I didn't quite believe it. Didn't start him. Scores 115, 107. I bring him in before the price changes. And then he just doesn't really go. Bang, 85, 102, it's okay. 88, yeah, it's okay. He's not really, is he a proven premium? Then I watched this one live, the 47. I watch him get stuck on a wing down at Simmons Stadium, whatever the hell it was called at the time. 47, I panic, I trade him. And you can see the rest. 150s and 160s and goodness gracious me. It was absolutely brutal. Now, that year, we saw him average 111. Last year was 108. And his highlights are just as good as you'll see. He is a beautiful kick. Such a nice kick. And as we know, a big part of scoring in SuperCoach is using it by foot and using it well. And hitting the scoreboard helps too. Now, he's also a guy that, in my mind, kicks a lot of goals. But when I looked, kicked 22 in the 23 season, which is about right, about what I thought. was a bit surprised by 15 from 26 games last year. I thought, again, about 1 every 2 games. I can see him averaging a goal a game at a career best season. He's had some ripper years already. Now, last year, we saw him probably get slightly pushed a little bit outside the centre bounce with Heaney, but it doesn't seem to affect him. I've run through the numbers, and he's pretty much a 1 in 3 centre bounce guy. And it doesn't really matter too much. Yes, it always helps to be in there, but he finds a way to link up, and they love to give the ball to him. I'd like to see him even just bump those numbers up to 40%. But I just think this guy's scope is insane. He is susceptible to a tag. That's one thing that I don't like. He's very taggable because he is a bit more outside. You know, compared to Luke Davies-Uniacke's contested possessions, which are about 50-50, we see, I'm imagining we'll see slightly more uncontested from him. So there you go. Contested possession, you know, he's probably winning 9 out of 27 touches. So he's about 1 in 3 of his possessions are won in a contested fashion. Now, if we look into these, he is sort of that fourth man. You've got Heaney, Rowbottom, Warner, and then it's Gulden. Be interesting to see. I mean, Heaney will surely stay in the midfield, but you just never know. How will Dean Cox approach? It'll be interesting. We'll see Callum Mills come back into the side, but even 2023, when Parker was a bit more in vogue and everything, Parker, Warner, Rowbottom, and even here Gulden was a bit lower down. He's behind Mills, and he averaged more than last year. So it says to me he's averaged 111 with 36% centre bounce, and it wasn't like if we go round 18 to round 24. Be interesting to see round 18, round 24, 2023. It's just interesting to see, while he did have some outstanding numbers, while he did have more centre bounce time, it's not crazy different to when he doesn't have huge. If we look at rounds 8 and 9, he's gone back-to-back 156s. Rounds 8 and 9, 23. Wow. What? Round 8. Is that for real? So in round 8, he's gone 37 touches, 156. He hasn't even gone in the centre bounce. That's nuts. So that sort of proves my point. I didn't realise it was a total 0. So it proves he can be insanely damaging as a wingman outside player. I think we want to see him in 35 to 40% centre bounces. But I don't see him bumping up to 50, 60% or anything like that. But I also don't think he needs to do that. Doesn't need to go anything too crazy to bump it up to 115. That's the way I feel he's heading. I think it's definitely 110 plus. He's probably not an absolute lock for my side, but I do currently have him, and I'm pretty excited about him. Would love to hear your thoughts on him, because does he have limitations because he doesn't go inside as much, can be tagged? Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Another guy who I didn't put in this because it worries me. He hurt me a lot last year. He killed me last year. I feel like last year he had a poor year and he's averaged 106. I feel like the mood around Tom Green was he didn't average very well. He didn't play that great. And he's averaged 106 with a 5 in there. I feel like he's 23, nearly 24. I feel like his best is coming. And he's still got a lot of areas of his game that he could clean up. He doesn't always use the ball beautifully. The kick to handball ratio, it's actually closer than I thought. I didn't realise he kicked it as much as he did. But the clearances are great. The kick to handball's not too bad. The contested possessions are very impressive. Pretty much 50-50. Can Tom Green take himself to 115. We've seen him do it, 111. If you take that 5 out, it's pretty much 108, 109, probably close to 110. He did have periods of time, particularly from this middle period, either side of the bye. That's when a lot of people got rid of him, and he was frustrating a lot of people. Start of the year really hot. What's your read on him? I'm a big fan of him, but I'm just concerned that he is more of a handball. I was surprised by these stats. I was thinking from 30 possessions, I was thinking he was probably more like a 11 to 19 kind of guy. 11 kicks, 19 handballs. I didn't think it'd be that close. So, interested to hear your thoughts. I think he'll average 110. Will it be 115? We'll have to wait and see. The other guy, I think, this is all position determined. Tom de Koning. Averages 101 last year. Look, I've done the numbers before for a TikTok. He played 8 games. Actually, it might be here. Here it is. Yeah, I was doing this earlier. So, NP is no Pitnet. So, what's that? 8 games at 76 with Pitnet. Without him, 10 games at 117. So, if this guy's the number 1 ruck, he could be anything. I mean, it was this run here where he went nuts. Didn't go beyond 125, 140 pluses everywhere. The round 15 game, that 176 was against his brother, against the Cats, which I went to and saw the Blues just do an absolute number on us, but he went nuts. He can win it on the ground, very mobile, very athletic. And when he was playing as that main ruckman, when he got some continuity around it, he really came into his work. He had his own injury issues as well. But yeah, if this guy gets a clean run at it as the number 1 ruck, and Pitnet was dropped at times, so they did flirt with it anyway, I feel like he's got to be the number 1 ruck. I think he'd be number 1. Do they share it? We'll have to wait and see. But if we get the all clear on, TDK's our guy, Pitnet, just in case we need you, play VFL, but that's where you'll be, then that's the green light for me. He'll be in my team. We've just got to wait and see how they shape up. But, yeah, very interesting players to think about. They're the ones that they're not necessarily breakouts, but it is nice to find a little bit of meat on the bone. 5, 6, 7, 8 point increase from already good players could just save you a little bit of coin and feel like you've got a mini bargain. So let me know your thoughts. I'll probably upload this one in a few days' time. But, yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.